When the mountains scream, the spires clash like lances, and the very fabric of reality seems to tighten round your neck. Oh, you're only halfway through the horrors you'll find here in the Maelstrom. You never should have come here.
Well, hello, and welcome to Penning for a Tale. Tonight we are playing episode 55 of our Pathfinder 2nd Edition Adventure Path. This is the Age of Ashes Adventure Path. Book 5, technically, but this will be the part 5 of our little Torn Seas story as we take a sort of pause between the books, but more on that later. I want to reintroduce our cast, starting with Daniel.
Hi guys, I'm Daniel. I am playing Sailix Lavendale, who is precariously flying off into the void of the Maelstrom after 4 people were ejected from the ship. So that's going to be fun picking up tonight.
Oops. James.
Hi everybody, I am James. I will be playing both Waldorf, the Dwarven Cleric, and Legion, the android construct monk this evening, who is riding with the Valkyries, trying to catch up to the rest of the party. So this should be pretty entertaining.
Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen. I'm going to be playing the Vesperin / Erin, the Sea Elf Rogue. I am currently with Kai under the sea, where we have just found a semi-dismembered Diedrich in the dreamscape fighting a nightmare.
Oops. Mr. Smith.
Hello, I am Mr. Smith. I'll be playing Rune Ravenswood this evening. Stuck on a ship. Actually, he has turned the ship into a bird, or an air elemental, for lack of a better term. And I might be playing a bit of a stint as Diedrich Marrow, the paladin and oracle, lost under the sea, currently being tortured.
Oops. Did I do that? That's our cast for tonight. I'm Ian. I will be the game master. This is a level 15 party. For context, we are split in a bit of like a 3-2 split. We're under the sea and within the Maelstrom, which is the plane around us. This show, by the way, is sponsored by Smiteworks, the creators of Fantasy Grounds Unity, which is the virtual tabletop we have been using throughout the campaign. I've personally been using it for almost a year and a half now, maybe longer. I absolutely love it. If you're interested in a virtual tabletop, go to fantasygrounds.com. We're also sponsored by The Only Sheet, which is a fantastic Excel-based character management tool. If you're looking for something to use on or off of an online group or virtual tabletop, highly recommend that you go to theonlysheet.com to check it out. And then our music tonight is by Michael Gelfi and Brock Narden. You can find links to both of their YouTube and Spotify's in the show notes. And then lastly, our maps are provided by Che and Piku, as well as Seafoot Games on Patreon. If you're looking for maps to level up your game, highly recommend them. There's links for their stuff in the show notes as well. But without further ado, let's pick up where we left off. I'm going to quickly gloss over, and then we'll move the focus. So to start, Rune bought his airship some time. An air elemental in its form took hold of this ship. It has been ripped of its engine, powerless as a planet-sized disk world approaches in an attempt to suck its enemies to the surface, which would just kill everything immediately. So, long story short, in an attempt to get away, He's transformed this thing as it's been empowered by the runes built on this magical airship in an attempt to make some distance from this plane. Sailix rather saw to it that his friends be spared a cruel death of plummeting into this desert of chaos that is Nephthys' plane approaching. So he flew after them to find them and hope he can catch them in time before the gravity sucks them in, and then like mercilessly dashes them across the ground. He's seeking them now. It won't take long before he sort of vanishes out of view, in search of these people. They blast away. I mean, it had been a few minutes already, so he has quite a lot of catch up to do to wrangle up the 4 planar guard that were sucked from this ship. But back home on the material plane, Vespa and Kai, they found Diedrich. Vespa used dream magic to locate him. Hidden, tucked away somewhere deep under the city, where he would be kept and tortured, as it were. Well, it turns out he's very near death. Why don't we start there? So the Vesperin, you placed great care in the Dreamstone, and you used that to stride along in these dreams, and with it you've managed to pass unnoticed as you walk along the dream space that overlays the material plane. Through that you heard the distress signal, the cry from Diedrich as he's being tortured by the aboleths. You and Kai investigated. You made your way down to the dungeon at the very bottom of this city, under the Undertow. And you see him being stripped of the armor that keeps him alive, like a clam's shell. He's with an aboleth.
So I guess my question is, firstly, like, again, this is purely the dreamscape, and our bodies are wherever the fuck they were when we went to sleep to walk in it, right?
Yeah, so your bodies, everyone's bodies will still be, safely on the material plane.
And then, do I get the feeling that the aboleth, is it, like, do I get the feeling that it's purely a figment, or is it something based in the real?
It seems like a figment of Diedrich's imagination, actually. It's his nightmare. Killing this thing here wouldn't kill it, whatever it is and wherever it is from. Yeah, certainly not.
Okay. And then, but like, what's happening to him right now is not, actually causing him harm in the real world, right?
Right. It's just a manifestation of the pain that he's in. So yeah, he's very near death, but nothing here will be doing it to him.
Okay. Then, yeah, I guess my character at least is trying to memorize as many details about this place as she can to locate it in the real world.
Right. Yeah, I mean, many chambers. It looks like a dungeon of sorts deep under the water. But go ahead, Kai.
I would sort of speak up to Aaron. Is there any way you can change the screen for him?
I can't quite hear you. What did you say?
Yeah, Kai. I guess Kai's just kind of whispering because he doesn't know what is okay and not okay in the escape. but she would have said to Aaron, "Is there any way possible that you could change the stream for him? You did it with the guards."
I can, but it would. What is happening to him now is because of his own trauma and his own nightmares. If he does not believe in himself that this is not happening, that this is not a fucking construct, then he won't believe it in the real. And every second that we spend here is more time that they have to continue doing what they are doing in the real.
Do you know where he's at?
I think so. And she would conjure up a little map, I guess, because I have a rough idea in the undertow where he is, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you'd be able to piece together.
Okay. Yeah, so she would basically like conjure a little map and, you know, just sort of do the zoom in thing along a route and be like, I think he is somewhere over here. All right. I have an idea. Maybe if we can bolster his spirit here, then it'll make him strong enough to get the fuck out when we come for him in the real. I want you to go ahead of me. Gather the guards. You know the ones. Use my name. Tell them, you know, the dream girl has come to call on a favor. Get as many as you can and we'll get him out.
I will just very quickly kiss Aaron. Hey, be safe here.
She will, you know, obviously return the kiss and then lightly touch the side of her cheek and be like, we will save him together. Okay?
Okay. I guess Kai will wake up at that point, or try to wake herself up.
Yeah. And
So, oh, go ahead.
well, Dietrich, what are you doing in this scenario? You're pretty much chained to a stone chair in the bottom of this murky underwater dungeon.
I mean, unless he is aware of anyone or anything listening, at this point he believes he is alone. Well, in terms of no one is here to care for him, let's say, and so with that, I can't imagine he would do much.
Right.
He doesn't want to tip off anything to his captors.
So, basically, as Kai starts to fade away, Vesperin starts to change her appearance. Large butterfly wings start growing out of her back. She has an elaborate mask begins to obscure the upper part of her face. Her outfit becomes these like ethereal, transforming, you know, multicolored robes of just, you know, feeling and emotion as much as fabric. And she gains a whip that seems to be made of pure light. And basically just calmly walks towards where enters the dream with the aboleth and lashes it with the whip. Always so concerned with the fucking god killer that you don't think about the rapture. And she'd look at Diedrich. This is a construct. Those chains that are binding you, break them. Your body is a tool that serves at your pleasure. Make it whole. And she would pull the aboleth closer with the lash of the whip. And this thing, the only power it has is the power that you are giving it. So who, Diedrich, is the real prisoner here?
Dietrich just looks long and hard at the situation. I understand. But the reason I'm here is because I am dying. This was the last thing I saw.
You may be dying out there, but you are not dying in here. And if you give up your spirit so easily, then when we come to fucking save you, you won't be able to do anything. And that would really piss me off.
Yeah, he smiles a bit. You see this armor as he looks down at the pieces lying around. As I noted, this was the last thing I saw. Ages ago. Decades, I guess, more than anything. A golem and I merged to become what you saw. The Diedrich that you know. Since then, it has kept me alive. The golem has been destroyed. It can no longer sustain me. So while I appreciate any efforts you are making to save me, unless the golem can be repaired, I will die. He does shake off the chains. And,
she just kind of like, oh, go ahead.
The armor that you're used to him wearing sort of melts away as he stands up. And before you stands a more, it's a Hell Knight armor, actually. What was the order of the...
Nail?
Not the Albatross.
It would be the Order of the Torrent was the original armor.
Correct. He's wearing a Hell Knight armor of the Order of the Torrent. It has a bit of a iridescent sheen to it. It is very regal, to say the least. His hair is auburn and somewhat curly, but close to his head. He stands about 6 feet even, give or take. By all accounts, he is a very attractive and personable-looking human. But very imposing. His presence just seems to radiate, even in the dream.
kind of give a sort of like half grin because again the mask just obscures the upper part of her face. That's more like it. So I'm going to tell you two things, Diedrich. The first is that, as I told you before, I have plans for you, and I really hate having my investments go to waste. More importantly, there is a really wonderful woman out there in the world who would be very upset if you were to fucking die. And there's nothing I hate more than seeing a pretty girl cry. So we are going to save you, whether you like it or not, and you're just going to have to deal with that.
He concocts his head. Are you the wasp?
I am the sabered sting and so much more. Just be ready. And with that, she
Before you
would
leave,
oh.
he grabs at her as she starts to sort of fade into the background. If you cannot save me, I has the answers. As he lets her go.
Fair enough. I was gonna say she like lashes the aboleth into sashimi before she heads out.
Yeah. It is still doable. But then, Vesperin, so from that you will come out of this twilight to awaken. A moment later, Kai is gone. Where are you headed?
I'm headed to the location that I gave Kai. You know, like she wouldn't go in, but she would like wait, like, you know, basically perch to, you know, because I assume I would probably get there a little before her if she's gathering people. And yeah, just hanging out somewhere for a staging ground sort of situation.
All right. Well, we'll play out how that goes. Diedrich captured under the city. The Vesperin headed to meet Kai, to rendezvous, to rescue him. 2 sea elves seeking out that paladin. But before we do that, I need to take it to the Maelstrom, to this here plane of chaos. Rune, you, well, I mean, I suppose you didn't let him. He would do it anyway. Sailix has taken on to rescue his friends because he promised to protect them. That leaves Legion, Waldorf, yourself on the airship. You have some time to get away from the gravitational pull of Akhenaten, would be Nethys' realm. And of course, there's the other ship, the Genie's ship, guiding you in the direction of Galisemne, the great city. But what do you do, 3 of you?
Well, Rune is using all of his concentration to maintain the spell on the ship and keep up with Vendria, I believe her name is.
Yes, that would be Mayor Vendria. Indeed.
I believe when last we left off, Waldorf was on her ship.
Right, indeed. He was. And what was the last thing he said to her?
They were trying to decide where they were going, and he had opted for the Celestial City, I believe.
Yeah.
The Celestial Fiend City, specifically.
Well, I mean, if we are looking for Sailix's mother, that is the most likely place to find her as far as Waldorf.
That's absolutely correct.
Yeah.
And then Legion, I believe, would probably be trying to put hands on the cartographer, just to make sure that the cartographer is safe and well protected.
Yeah, he's accounted for. Not going anywhere. I'll tell you what, he's not afraid though. Sailix is gone. Well, first things first, the mayor will ask if you consider yourself the captain of that ship. Waldorf.
Me? What? Me? No, no. There's already two much larger personalities than mine fighting to be in charge of that ship. I just keep it running. I'm just trying to do my best to help out and keep her in the air. I'm giving her all she's got, Captain.
And yet you have a ship without an engine. You seem, if I may, she'll extend a hand, actually.
Like, as to shake?
No, well, removing the glove, it looked like it would belong to nobility, but she's kind of a thief. Now, she'll extend a hand to examine yours. Out of curiosity, you can see the strange geometry in her eyes as she controls this ship with her mind. This vibrant red ship.
Yeah, I guess Waldorf would present his palm to her if that's what it seems like she's asking for.
Yeah. And she...
Calloused and gnarled as it may be.
Observe this. Make a perception check for me, Waldorf, as she shows you your palm. Not for a reading, but just an empirical glance of sorts.
Perception.
She's noticed something strange about you and wondering if you could see it first.
34.
Yeah, it's decent. The wrinkle where your palm meets your hand, there are two identical pairs running along and overlapping like a double helix. It doesn't make sense because nothing would fold that way, and yet these two contradicting histories of how your skin would age, they reveal that something's off for you.
Never noticed that before.
It would be new.
Well, that's the first time I've ever seen that happen. It's not often that hands change. At least not where I'm from. This place is certainly full of surprises, isn't it?
It's many things, Waldorf. Mutable. Among them, you should return to your ship.
I think that might be for the best. Do I have time left in my divine vessel to make it back to the ship, or do I need help?
Yeah. No, you should.
Right.
And it's more gliding.
Take off and
yeah.
Fly back over to the Ravenswood and probably run out of time just as I land and do my little shrinking act. Choo, 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 choo. Thud. Land a little hard, maybe.
Yeah. And then, Legion, Rune, Waldorf, do you have any plans to seek out Sailix? You might be within range to do certain spells, I imagine. He's far, but it would be measured in miles, maybe?
I don't think
Rune has to
that
stay-
anything Waldorf can do would be able to help.
Yeah,
Right.
Rune has to stay on target because of the duration of the spell.
Yeah, and how far is telepathy?
Oh, as long as we're on the same plane.
Isn't it planar? Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Waldorf would at least be keeping like a watchful eye on Sailix out of just friendly concern. Legion doesn't care. Legion is oblivious to whatever the hell Sailix is doing.
Rune's like, fuck that angel. He can take care of himself.
Damn well better be able to.
so that's quite interesting. Because his stuff starts to get a little noisy and a little bit weird. But landing on your ship, or yeah, your ship, would be someone you've confronted before.
Oh, fuck off.
Neutral to you, at a time once you were almost sort of friends. You were protected by the Proteans, led by them.
Legion is immediately defensive.
Boom, just landing on the deck. Nostrils 8 popping open because you can tell he's searching. The eyes shift. You can hear a crack in the skull, forward facing, the sign of the predator. Nostrils, they flare as he searches. Rah! To comprehend languages.
Can I help you?
The large lizard cannot have the cartographer.
We have a final chance.
What are you here for? I'm trying to fly a ship. Please be quick.
My offer. Copacetic, it wasn't. Kill the cartographer. And there's peace.
Did you say kill the cartographer and there'll be peace?
He cannot live. You understand this.
Listen. My ship has fallen apart, thanks to Nethys. Or whatever that thing is over there. So, let me get it to a place where it can safely land, and then we'll talk about your offer. How's that?
Oh, if you want to kill the cartographer, you're going to have to go through Legion, and he will 1000% take the ship down before he lets that happen.
Oh yeah, well aware.
You set course where? Last recall?
No.
Mount Legion?
No.
Mount Legion came with you.
We're just going to meander on through and wait for our destination to arrive.
Right. Tentacles grow on his chin. You understand that to mean nothing less than fury. He's angry. You can read the body language. That's part of comprehending the languages. He's getting angry. Legion, this is your fault. He says it in common, in Taldane, as it were.
There is no fault with us. We simply go where we must. Conflict comes from within, not without. It is only an obstacle if you insist on going in that direction. Otherwise, the path has simply turned, and you refuse to follow it.
Give me a reason not to try this. The claws
If
they
you
grow.
value your own existence, is that not
Sharpen.
reason enough?
Perhaps I value the end of yours even more. Moves closer.
We have ended before, and we shall be again. We fear not death. We have already died before.
Do you step forward, Legion? Do you match this as he
No.
moves across this ship towards you?
Does not move a muscle. Doesn't budge an inch. Just stands there. The immovable object.
What do you do, Rune?
Rune watches this little standoff. Listen, you and yours have a fight going on with Valkyrie. Don't you be worrying about this little ship. We'll either make it or we won't.
Can I actually go into mountain stance in this moment?
Yes, absolutely can.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to give you a chance. You could move another stance, because I know you have another step after that.
Can I go up a level there?
Well, yeah, so before you do that, as you shift into the mountain stance, you immediately are met with the gaze of Mizik, which will be this protean. Standing on the ship, he locks onto you. Move again. Find what happens.
If he is essentially saying that if I make another move, then I am initiating a confrontation, then I won't. I'm simply in a defensive posture, waiting for Mizik to make the first move, but he's not getting through me easily. I imagine that I am barring the path to below decks where the cartographer likely is.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
It does. Do you have intimidation?
I do, actually, and I also have a feed that means that you don't have to understand me. My intimidation is nonverbal.
Oh, perfect.
I can look it up real quick.
It's intimidating glare.
Yep.
And or intimidating prowess.
Yeah, no, that would work.
Yep,
Yeah, I would just make a.
glare. Absolutely.
Let's try this check. You can see the scales, the tendril-like, sort of fiery red cilia on his body. They're flaring out. Sign of aggression. These wings growing as they actually expand. Make that check. You're trained in intimidation?
In intimidation, I am
Master. Okay.
Hang on. Yeah, I am master in intimidation.
I rolled it for you. Nat 4, total of 27. You could hero point it if you would like, as you do have one.
No, I'll save it. I'll see what he does.
Will you make me move through you, Legion, to end this war?
You are welcome to try, large lizard.
So be it. I'm panning out there. Sailix,
Yes, me.
you're in space. You've got wings so you can fly. As a result, you can resist gravity. The war is sort of falling apart all around you. As this planet, it's literally, I mean, by the width versus the, it's like a pizza. Except it's the size of a planet, and as a result, you're being sucked towards it as if you were falling. You are locating your 4 allies. You can make a survival check, you can make a perception check, or you can take any other actions you would use to search for somebody lost in space. They seem to scatter a bit, but overall they kind of had a very similar trajectory, and you've used that.
I'm going to try to use perception.
All right. Also, to Rune and Waldorf and Legion, you can roll initiative. However you'd like. Just by the way.
Poor Rune, just trying to keep the ship afloat.
Where is my...
Okay. A nat 2 for a total of 23. Sailix, you do have a hero point. You could use it.
I might need it later on. I'm not here by myself.
Now, with the 23, Sailix, you found 2 of your friends.
All right.
The other 2, by the time you've stopped looking, and the amount of time you posit they've probably plummeted. Even if you knew where they were, you've crossed the threshold in that by the time you got to them, they'd be red sand. But what about you? Because you're fighting an intense pull. It's as if you were flying high up in the air, and now that you've wrangled 2 of your friends, a woman and a man, both planet guard, of course, you're starting to feel quite tired. You're essentially 3 times the normal weight, and you can feel the strain on your wings, powered by your shadow. What do you do?
We're falling, right? Like, I can't keep us all 3 afloat.
Yeah, falling with style, I would say. Yeah, you can pad that fall with those wings, but you're headed
Right.
off Nefty.
Sailix will tell the 2 that he has to hold on to each other, and kind of push them in a direction and tell them not to let go no matter what. And then he will shadow step 120 feet away closer into Akanefti.
Mhm.
And as they as they are coming down, try to match their speed to try to slow them as much as possible, as they keep entering the uh, the atmosphere, to try and kind of pull them up and slow the force of them falling, because he realizes at this point they're going to fall no matter what. The only thing he can do at this point is try to save them from immediate death
Yeah.
upon hitting the sand. So every time they get a little bit closer, he will shadow step a little bit further down and try to pull them back up, slowing the progress a little bit more. And then I guess right before impact, he will utilize himself as a barrier to try as they're about to come down, he'll shadow step underneath of them and try to utilize himself as a cushion between the sand and them, um, to hopefully keep them alive.
All right. I would say it's not unlike catching or throwing or climbing or running. It would be an athletics check to manage the physical feat. That would be performing this stunt so that people don't die.
All right, here we go.
This is why you budget your hero points, folks. 39. Well, all right. I wish I could perform the sound it makes when these three bodies hit a pile of sand. But it's just a wonderful bump. Telepathically, Sailix, is there anything you would say to your friends as you make the descent to this planette?
Probably not. He'd be too focused at the time.
Yeah. Would you say anything to Onus? Actually, no, not Onus. You couldn't find Onus. You couldn't find River. But you found Entridal, and you found the woman named Nobody, holding on to each other to make the descent. Would you say anything to them as they fear the end of their life?
Yes, he would. He will say, as he wraps them in his arms as they're all three about to collapse, hit the sand, I got you, and no one dies unless I kill them. Right before the impact.
All right.
No one dies around me unless I kill them. Semantics.
So, with that, we have started a combat on board the ship. The party split in no fewer than three little disparate parts here. But I'm gonna go back to Vesper, and so we get this right. The plan: Kai was sent ahead to warn the guards that basically no danger pits.
Yes, and we need help.
And you went to retrieve alchemical supplies to heal him up.
Well, yeah, because I think we went to sleep in one of her safe houses. So,
Yes, you
you
did.
know, so yeah, I imagine she has, all of her stuff there. It's just a matter of, quickly grabbing what might be relevant for jury rigging something together.
Right.
I feel if there's anything rogues specialize in, it is MacGyvering practical solutions that are not the prettiest, but are effective for problem solving.
Yeah, I mean, you've got plenty of stuff lying around. And actually, while you're here, make a perception check for me as you're digging around.
Okay. Oh boy,
I
that's
know it was
not at all ominous. I'm sure this
at
is
least
fine.
after at least a couple minutes of talking with Diedrich, Kai had a chance to get ahead. So the idea is, I mean, likely she's started to get some guards together.
Hey, what do
Yeah,
I see?
Well, you see something quite out of place very quickly. The stuff is missing. A large chest of your most volatile chemicals. And, I mean, maybe bombs aren't the word, reactants. They've been taken very recently. You knew they weren't out of place when you started this dream to search out Diedrich. But it seems I heard your orders and declined your orders to opt instead for something more
Blowing
violent.
him up? If I can't save him,
yeah.
I'm gonna kill him. Alright.
Kai moves in mysterious ways.
Clearly.
You might be able to stop her.
Oh god, okay. Well, yeah, so I guess in that case, oh god, that's very unsettling. Do I know if, the guards I know are on the way?
If Kai actually went to gather them, likely they would be, otherwise they haven't been alerted.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you would hope maybe Kai has started to gather them up, but it's not certain.
Yeah. Well, no, I meant, like, in terms of positioning, like, are they where they're normally stationed? Are they on the way, or is it not?
Oh, on ground. Yeah, I mean, if you caused a ruckus, they'd start to come in. You could be like, yeah, dude, we just got a thing going on. Bad guys underground. That's the story. Yeah,
okay.
Guards would find you. You start. Yeah. For sure.
Well, yeah, well, no, it's more just like I want to make sure that they got tipped off and aren't heading to where we need to go, ideally. So, yeah, if I can go also along the way so we can get some backup, because I don't know if she's actually doing it, if she grabbed all of the chemicals and stuff. But I do also have quick swim and stuff, so hopefully that helps.
Yeah, quick swim will be faster than your movement speed. It is a little bit off route to get to the guard barracks if you want to make sure. The off chance, like, maybe Kai didn't actually get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so would you head to the barracks?
I think. Nah, fuck it, YOLO. Let's go. Just straight there. I will choose to trust her.
All right. She had a few minutes while you were talking to Diedrich to get ahead, and by how quickly she rushed out, you're not sure if you're even going to have a chance to catch up before she's already somewhere in the undertow underneath our coral dome magical underwater city of Talisantri. But as you follow, you do have a factor of catching up because you have quick speed. You'll have more headway made in order to catch up. And now that you have sort of a feel for where it is, you can kind of follow the path that she took. Because I imagine Kai made absolute haste to get there. And when you do, it just leads down a sort of bunker type of place. It was made to resist. There was a deadly series of algae blooms called red blooms that were killing people. they built bunkers to protect against them. One of these forlorn bunkers is where they were keeping Diedrich, according to your map. Coincidentally, just under the club that you were at not too long ago, but as you make your way down, it gets darker and darker and darker until eventually you realize you're actually swimming in a viscous, magical darkness in this chamber. You could make a survival check to see if you can track Kai, find out where she went,
Okay.
but it's starting to get maze-like down here.
Oh, God.
Yeah, 22. Hard to track, but you do hear further into the chamber. The sound of an aboleth attempting to torture Diedrich. I mean, do you have a way to see through magical darkness? This will be easy. Otherwise, you're sort of following the smooth hewn
I have
dark stone.
I have those dark vision goggles that Rune made. Would that work?
Magical darkness. Don't know. So I think magical darkness will override the regular
Okay.
darkness.
What about Belgora has the rough life sense, right? Or gold vantals, sorry.
Yeah, so for throwing Balgora at a destined target, it would use Balgora would be able to use the life sense to seek it out. So if you were fighting something in here, you would be able to throw Balgora.
Yeah.
But then as far as tracking, it would be a bit more difficult. You do, however, get to use your hearing.
Okay.
Down a chamber and to the right, you can tell it's sort of down even further. An aboleth, and you hear sort of crumbling stone as armor is being chipped away. The sound of a large beast swimming around him. This great beast, have you had enough, Marrow?
Oh, think you truly believe you can hurt me?
If I strip away your mask, the human drown. Cattle. What you are. Starts crumbling away at the helmet down up one side, revealing an ear to anyone who would see it. And Vespa, as you do approach, if you do approach, you can make a stealth check or perform whatever stealthy shenanigans you'd like.
Definitely making that sweet stealth check.
You're right. I may in fact die. But you won't get what you want. And that is considerably more important to me.
You can stop the Veiled Masters.
Oh, that's true. Maybe my time is done. But it's not me you should worry about. There are others. I've seen them. They have fought you once. They have won. I am certain they will do it again. This hero, this adventurer, is from a bygone age. And perhaps that age is done now.
We're not alone.
Oh, I wouldn't expect you to be. You're too scared to do this alone.
Come out. Come out. The aboleth stares straight at Deidre, doesn't turn to any of the other openings in this box-shaped, dark stone chamber, but instead just lets his voice radiate through the cold darkness. You will fight me. There?
Was that Ian?
So the aboleth in this center
Yeah.
chamber is beckoning to this person, he says, because he's convinced he's not alone here and that someone else is here spying on the two of them. So he's calling them out.
I am going to stay where I am for right now and mark him for death.
All right, well.
Diedrich will shift his head a bit to look at someone else. Subtly. And he'll smile and shift back to the aboleth. Listen, have you heard the story of Menador Keep?
Menador.
It was a keep run by some family of a unimportant individual. But at the time, they were causing problems, you see, and well, we had to go to some rather extreme measures to take care of it. These days we call it the Menador contingency. Perhaps you should recall your history. Truly understand.
My history. My history. The history of man is
that's
our
right. You're
history.
too self-absorbed. That's fine. You'll learn about it soon enough.
Let them present
And
themselves.
he will look back over in the direction of where Kai is standing. Just remember the Menador contingency, and everything will be fine.
Vesperin, so you do hear this.
Mm-hmm.
This interaction, meaning you're made aware that Kai is down here in the basement with Diedrich. I know Vespa might remember a lot of the Menador contingency and history of what that might mean. You also know that Kai has a lot of your alchemy and doesn't know how to use it. The weird thing about bombs is like the less you know how to use it, the more you know how to use it, right? So it's a weird volatile encounter. To which we will return to.
Oh,
Because
yay.
yeah, we will return to that. I want to go to a room, a legion, a Waldorf, and a large crew. As this thing approaches, Legion, if I understand it correctly, a 23 on initiative will be beaten by 1 as Mizik approaches you. But Rune, your initiative is higher. You could intervene on what is seemingly...
And Waldorf got a 39.
Fair. Okay, yeah. So you both have a chance to act here before this Protean comes and does battle with Legion.
It is very clear that there is there's gonna be some throwing down going on.
Yeah. There
Okay.
might, unless you have
Alright.
some like magic, unless you have something that could feasibly convince him. If you had some crazy display of whatever, you have an opportunity. We don't know if there's pure violence. We just know that he said, "I'm trying to be the immovable object," and he said, "I'm trying to be the unstoppable force." So, yeah. What are you doing?
Well, I don't know how fancy this particular show of magic is, but Rune will look at Mizik with a very tired look on his face. He's clearly still trying to maintain some level of concentration. Mizik, listen. I understand you're trying to do what you feel is best, but I really need you to get off my ship. I need you to get off right now. Rune is going to cast Telekinetic Maneuver to throw Mizik off the ship.
Ooh, okay.
You read my mind, dude.
He does that too.
Legion
Yeah, he has that spell going as well. Yeah.
So basically it's a contested roll, like any sort of grab or anything like that. I'm just using my spell casting modifier as my roll.
Versus the Fortitude DC. Got it. All right. Okay. Let's see what you do.
Let's see what I do. Oh, fuck all. All right. Oh, where's the dice? There we go. That's not. We're not gonna take that one. We're not taking that one. That's not. No.
Hero point. Use them all up in Act 1.
That is only moderately better. All right. Well,
that is moderately better. Yeah, and it scratches along that expensive wood finish you had on your ship as he latches in, and he looks around at the mages. We're seeing you, Rune. But Waldorf, you also have a chance here. He's now closer to the edge of this here ship. Well, I suppose actually, Rune, you might have an action left as well.
There's not much you can do really.
Yeah, I mean, you could turn that. You could turn what you said to him into a intimidation or diplomacy check.
No, I'm for some level of fairness. To maintain the ship, it's a concentration, which is an action.
Got it. Yeah, I wouldn't start plummeting for that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so Waldorf, Sky Steel, what do you do?
Waldorf is going to go into kind of support mode for this round and is going to cast Blast on himself and then Guidance on Legion.
All right. Excellent.
So Legion gets. I don't think that Waldorf is close enough to Legion for Blast to affect him yet. But Guidance gives him a +1 status bonus to an attack roll, perception check, saving throw, or skill check.
All right. And the Primarch, leader of this splinter of the anthropocracy that is the 13 War, he moves up to Legion, closes the distance, with 2 actions left. The first attempt would be an attack at the jaw.
Bring it.
42 for a hit.
Damn it.
Smacked and grabbed. An action left. This is at a -5 penalty. And those tendrils move in to sting. Get off the beard as you're grabbed. That's a miss, a critical miss.
Not gonna hit.
It might actually be. I think it is actually a critical miss. Now, Legion as this thing grabs you with the jaw seizing over. It can't really get any real headway there. It can't move you very well. You're quite heavy. What do you do?
Am I grappled?
Are you grappled? Yes, you are grappled.
What do I need to roll to reverse the grapple?
You would make an athletics check versus their fortitude DC.
Athletics check. Being legendary in athletics has got to come in handy sometime. How's that?
Yeah, that would reverse the grapple. Describe what you do here.
Legion kind of smirks because this is kind of where he wanted to be in the first place. And I am going to use my next action to do a sleeper hold. So, attempt an athletics check to grapple the creature, which I've already done. And then another athletics check with the following success and critical successes. The target if on a critical success, the target falls unconscious for 1 minute. On a regular success, the target is clumsy 1 until the end of its next turn. So another athletics check there. Natural 20.
Oh yeah.
Wait.
So-
That would be our first 50 in a game. That would be our first player character 50. You scored a 50 on that roll. Yeah, describe what happened.
They are Legion.
We are Legion. So the Protean comes in for the big jaw grab, the bite, and Legion throws that, steely, stony arm up into its jaw and swings up and over and behind its head, wrapping his other arm around its neck, hitting those pressure points and locking it into that sleeper hold, and squeezes with such force that the Protean falls unconscious. And I believe I still have one action left.
You do.
Where I am going to use Whirling Throw. You propel your grabbed or restrained foe a great distance. You can throw the creature any distance up to 10 feet plus 5 feet times your strength modifier. So I am going to hurl the Protean 35 feet off the deck of the ship. And I assume that it would fall a relatively long distance off of the edge of the ship in a minute before it regains consciousness, which means it would probably impact the ground.
Wow, okay, yeah. This thing just kind of goes flying.
Considering the distance to the ground, that could be a considerable amount of damage.
Yeah, no, there's a, yep. There's
Like,
a
I can do the
terminal
math to
velocity.
see how far it can fall in a minute if you want me to.
Yeah, well, it's like 15 dice as the damage limit for essentially terminal velocity. He's crashing somewhere eventually, and quite hard. The inertia.
I'm going to try not to hit
will-
Sailix with the Protean.
Yeah, there's a non-zero chance it's just gonna hit him just straight on, or like right in front of him. It's like, all right, well that's dinner. Okay, well then I guess what I have to
Cannot
ask is, do you have
have
anything you'd like to say
Cartographer.
to Rune, the onlookers that have witnessed you lock this thing out, choke this thing out, and hurl this thing from a ship?
Well, I'm convinced. you'll win in a fight with Sailix.
Oh no, we've unearthed that. All right, well.
I'm sold.
He just like kind of dusts his hands off and like goes back to where he was before, and just like crosses his arms.
Rune just watches the whole thing go on in the blink of an eye. Legion, well done.
Just kind of nods and grunts.
All right then. That was
My cartographer.
Your cartographer. Yeah, all yours. All yours. I'm just gonna fly the ship now. That good?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Do you need my help?
Nope. You're fine. You do you. I'll take care of this. Don't you worry about it.
I like to help.
So much.
I've got it covered.
You stay over there. Just.
As we sail, the collapsing of a bronze telescope to reveal the face of red-haired Captain Mayor Vendria, baffled at what she just saw, because just as soon as this thing would arrive, it's been hurled from a ship. This thing walked the plank and is now falling out into the space that is the twisted maelstrom. But I will say, so telepathically, are you paying attention? Did you speak telepathically to the Vesperin or Poppy at Din's Drop, Rune, or Waldorf? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Okay, because there's a
it
strange...
it wouldn't have been Poppy. It would have been the Vesperin.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I don't believe Poppy was ever in the telepathic bond. I don't think we had time to extend it to her at any given point in time.
Okay.
No,
Perfect.
she
Well-
was. I think.
She was?
Yeah, because it was Dorian we couldn't get in it. Because the three of us went together, and Rune was like, like that's my sister.
And Sailix was out of it for a time, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought
What?
Poppy was in it, but I don't remember.
Right.
I just
So-
remember Dorian wasn't.
Yeah, but more importantly, there's this weird signaling, and Rune, Waldorf, would you attempt to speak to Sailix, or would you assume he's on task?
I think
Well, no,
that
I mean,
at the very least. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I think we're doing the same thing. At the very least, just check to make sure he's all right.
Oh, no, I was going to say that Waldorf is definitely cackling, laughing about what Legion just did. And so that's probably coming through the telepathic bond to Sailix. Like, oh, shit!
On the flip side, Rune is like, Sailix, you missed the most amazing shit because you had to go save some people flying off the ship. No, Rune will just check in on the Sailix, make sure that both he and whoever he was able to save are coming back, not coming back. Did we lose him forever?
A piercing sound in return, strange noise. It sounds like electricity whizzing by your ear.
Well, that's painful.
Oh, but it's in my head. Oh, Wizard. I'm blaming you for this.
Boat just begins to waver as the the sound is sort of piercing through Rune's concentration.
Legion doesn't seem to notice. He's used to chaos.
Right. Hmm. So,
What the fuck's going on, Ian?
yeah, well, the safe
What
phone just kind of
shenanigans are you
dropped
doing now?
eventually. Yeah, because you can't hear him suddenly. But I'm gonna open a scene here that's not going to make any sense to anybody, really. Sailix.
You're just gonna end it there. Okay, fine. You do you, man. You do you.
Yeah.
It just legioned you. You do you.
We will do we. Us.
Yeah, this is the part where it gets a little bit weird. Sailix, you are sitting in front of a campfire. Covered in soot. It's you, and two others. You're all wearing robes to protect against, well, something. Elements. Imagine. Long hood. And they sort of share stories around a fire in the night in this strange desert. And Tridal will say to you, Lavendale, when you saved me, I really thought I'd wake up in hell with you.
It's a novel notion, but people like us, we don't go to hell. We go somewhere far worse. Like a desert plain of a mad god. Forever.
Are you still with us, Sailix?
Maybe. I don't know.
He looks at the woman beside him. And a look of terror, actually, they share. Sailix, rest. You need it. I'll take first watch. It's fine. Just try to drown it out, okay?
Remember, the spire's close.
Oh, I know. Please sleep.
Sailix will come up behind him, and he'll kind of just like touch his face, and he'll look down to him and be like, real or false?
What do you mean?
He grips his face a little tighter. That searing pain from his hand into his face. He's like, is this real or is it false?
You can't let it get to you. Again, we're so close.
Then answer the question.
Trip.
He'll drop him and just kind of fall back down to his butt.
They'll come for us eventually. And it'll be okay.
He'll look to the open void of the sky. It's been 3 years. Keep counting eventuallys.
I'll just keep counting the dead wizards instead.
Well, eventually either Nethys will find us or Rune will find us. One of them's bound to be pissed.
We'll fade on that. That might be a little bit confusing, and I don't apologize. Now, Vesperin. Down, down, down. The chamber we go. You have marked this veiled master, this great aboleth. You've marked him for death.
Yes.
I believe for initiative. I don't know if you already made it. You can make stealth for initiative.
Let me do that right now.
Yep. Kai, you can run initiative as well. All right. And
Oh,
a nat
no!
1 on you. Oh, Caiwenyth. Now, what would you do, Vesperin? You have the jump on this thing, or whatever it's worth.
Go fucking kill him. Yeah, especially since, you know, as far as she's aware, the other two's plan is to blow everything up. If it's dead, we could just leave. How about that? So yeah, I'm gonna try to fucking murder it. Let's see. Alright. Is that it?
45 will absolutely hit.
Cool.
Let me find where I put it.
And can you
Yes,
make me a
5.
fortitude save?
Absolutely. 40 total from this creature.
Okay. So it is not auto dead. Bummer. Alright, so now let's do a roll call of damage. Is the creature in the tracker? Or do you want me to just roll it
Yes.
into the thing?
Here, should be revealed. There we are. Wait, I clicked it twice by accident. There it is.
Oh, there
There's
it
a
is.
veiled
Okay, cool.
master. Or if you roll it in, I'll apply it if it's damage.
Okay. So let's see. I get +2 now. So this is for Belgora. Let's see. Then 66. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, no, that's 7. Sorry. I got 1,
Let's see.
3, 4, 5, 6. And that did not actually work. All right. If you can add that in. Plus, I'm gonna do the precise debilitation, but also the one that gives him a -10 penalty to his speed. So that is another 2d6 of damage for that. Plus sneak attack. There it is. Okay. And bleed damage. Okay. Did you add the precise debilitation d6 damage, which was like another 4 or something like that?
Yes. Yep. So we're at 79 total.
Sweet. Cool. So that's 1. Now I'm gonna hit him with my whip, and I get 2 because he's flat-footed, right?
Yes, indeed, he is flat-footed.
Cool. Ah! Yes.
Oh,
Just like the dream. Just like the fucking
whip.
dream, man. Yeah.
You chose the whip of compliance.
Just like the fucking dream.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I want to make sashimi out of this motherfucker. So, alright. Whip damage. Plus... Alright. I will do 2 precise debilitations. So that's... And those do not get doubled, right?
No, they wouldn't.
Okay.
On a critical hit. Yeah.
So, but I am gonna roll 4 dice because I'm doing precise debilitation twice.
Okay.
Okay. So there's that. Plus, what is the whip's weapon thingy on a critical? Oh, shit! Those should have been D6s too because he's marked for death.
So they would come up as D8s. Well, if it's deadly, it's not changing. It's not scaling the die up. It's just adding dice.
Oh, really? I
deadly.
said if it was like a D4, it became a D6 or something. Unless I'm remembering that wrong. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying is that the D4 should have been rolled as D6s, but you know, whatever. Okay. Do my sneak attack dice get doubled? Or do they like? Because I remember that came up last time, and I forgot what the answer was.
I don't remember. Sneak dice doubled. I'm not certain. You can roll it, and then worst case, I'll just apply it twice.
Okay.
Typically, sneak attack is not doubled.
Okay. Like in D&D, it's doubled, so that's why I wasn't sure if it is or not in Pathfinder. Okay. So there's that. I think that's everything with that. I hope. And then you know, whatever the whip's weapon critical thingy is, because I know like knives get bleed damage.
Yeah, it would be a trip attempt. But they can't be tripped because they're swimming underwater. But I think you can use the whip for the grapple as an action, just as a bonus if you're trying to wrangle something up.
Hell yeah!
For future uses. Now,
cool.
All right.
So I have one more attack.
You have to now. You have to move, attack. Okay, so now you have your attack at -10.
Yes, because I also have the skirmisher strike that lets me move with as long as I'm within attack stuff.
Got it.
Yeah, it's like I can either take a free step, which is doubled because of my elven feats, either to start to attack or to in between or whatever. It's neat. But anyway, but he's still flat-footed to me, so that's +2. Ah, that would have been so cool if it was another critical.
Now is that with your -10?
Yeah, but I get +2 because he's still flat-footed. Because I have the if I'm using 2 different weapons, in both hands, then you know it's So as long as so yeah, because it's plus 21 with the minus 10, 23 with the 2 from flat-footed. Is that right?
Yeah, no, that one. Yep.
Okay, cool. Alright, sweet. So, yeah. Let's do this again. Algora damage. Plus, sneak attack. Plus 2 debilitating strikes. And I only apply the bleed damage the first time, right?
Yeah, bleed's already in.
Okay, cool. Oh shit, that also should have been another plus 2 damage for each of those attacks because I forgot that he's marked. So add another 4 on top. And that's it, I'm done.
Right. So,
I'm sorry.
no, you're good. He is standing.
Yeah.
Swimming, rather. They, rather.
Mhm.
Aboleths are weird, rather. And Kai, what do? You've been detected here, because he was calling you out. You have an opportunity, maybe, though, in this distraction to... Well, you could try to save Diedrich, if you'd like. It's... I don't know, it's kind of a question about what you think you can accomplish here.
So can Kai shed her invisibility right next to Diedrich? Or, I mean, he's been able to see her, so she probably doesn't need to.
Yeah, you sort of gave it away. He knew you were there. You can have a moment to speak with him if you'd like. He seems incredibly close to death. Yeah.
I guess she would just sort of get in close to Diedrich. Do you think you're gonna make it out of here?
Only Gorja knows for sure. Follow the protocol, and we shall see.
All right.
Yes, sir.
He'll turn, he'll sort of look off and away. Kwa, please help her. And then, you have served your duty. Go rest.
Yeah. I mean, she is going to follow through with her original plan then.
All right. Now,
Would she have seen Vesprin?
Vesprin had moved within 15 feet of this creature. You're no longer invisible, and I believe you're no longer hiding. So I think you would see Vesprin approaching on, because they're sort of where the magical darkness fades into the center, sort of where Diedrich is. You spoke to Diedrich, and now, you see where the Vesprin landed this assault, this assassination attempt on the Veiled Master. Yeah, you can see both of them.
Yeah, Kai will just sort of look towards Vesprin. Because the aboleth doesn't even look. Does it look bloodied? Does it look as far as?
Oh yeah, no, it's muddying the water there, with the blood spilling out.
I'm sorry I told you I would never take advantage of the gift that you have.
What are you doing, Kai?
following protocol.
Don't.
No.
And with that, you begin to activate everything, every chemical in the box, right? Is that correct? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, all right. So it's going to take some time. No, yeah, nothing's happened yet, Vespa. Don't worry. And this veiled master, unaware of what's happening, calls out. You hear this ringing, this occult magic, this old magic, and you can feel sort of a shifting. You realize that this well, in a way, it's the lion's den. Other eyes, shining, moving out around. You can see in the hallways, off in the distance, in these many chambers of this underwater dungeon. There are more aboleths here. This one just prime among them. And finally, on their turn, on the bottom here, distracted by you now rather than Kai, they move to attack you, ripping in tentacles. 41
Oof.
for a hit. 3d10 plus 12 damage. The second one is at
Wait, I got hit. I can go invisible now.
That you can. Okay, so with invisibility, you are, I believe you are unobserved or undetected. They can guess where you are. They just cannot target you with things that involve seeing you. So,
Okay.
for example, if you vanished in a corner, you can still swing in a corner or cast a spell into a corner. Something like targeting with like a bolt or something, probably not so easy, or like an intimidating glare you couldn't really pull off. But with that, they're going to attempt to snuff you out. A spell, suddenly the stones shift. Stone rising out to seal off this chamber. 1, 2, 3. The room's covered. There's no way out by mundane means, and it turns its attention to Kai. One action in an attempt to attack you, which is successful. You vanish, the walls rise. It turns to Kai, but it is out of actions. And then we're going to leave it there. I want to take it to the ship. Some time has passed. I'd say a couple of days, yeah? What do you think, Brune?
Did you say a couple of days?
Well, so now you're seeking out Galasemni, is that correct?
Well, I'm trying. We paused. Hold on.
What happened? Am I gaslighting you?
Listen here, you little bloody leprechaun. Stop your shenanigans. I understand your GM. I respect you. If this is how you want to do it, I'm going to go with it. But I would like to point out that 2 days ago, there was a buzzing in my head, and now we're 2 days later.
Okay, so I want you to make an Arcana check. I want you,
Okay.
Waldorf. Yeah. I mean, you can investigate this anomaly. A strange sound became a ringing, a clicking, a repetitive motion. Something caught in a gear, and then suddenly the engine, that is your telepathic bond, starts.
Yeah. So because I'm feeling, like Smith here is feeling that Sailix is still on this plane, but not quite connected, and that's where this noise is coming from, based on some meta knowledge that we have here. So we're gonna see how this pans out.
No, I mean you're intelligence of 20. I think you're within your right here to think something's up. Yes, because you've lost time, but you've also not lost time. And where does time get a little bit silly? Well,
Oh, mother. Plus movie.
rumor has it the Maelstrom is known for a couple of things. Some would call it a gravity well. That doesn't make sense to anybody. A time well, perhaps, is where things start to get a little bit funky. Now, what you realize you heard, last time you heard that was when the Vesperin was caught in a trap. Or perhaps it was Poppy. Once upon a time, time slowed down relative to one of your players, right? One of the pieces on the board. So what that sounded like, the telepathic communication outward, happened so rapidly, it would appear as noise, radio static. Conversely, to them it was this slow hum, a monotone, changing so slowly you couldn't detect functional speech. So, and now suddenly you feel like yeah.
I would posit that if it was the other way around, and you know, if Sailix is communicating over a long period of time, and we're hearing it, or it's quick for him and long for us, that Legion would be able to track it because he is so used to dealing with such intensely long periods of time.
Legion
Yeah,
isn't
well,
in a telepathic bond.
It came so
Yeah, it was.
rapidly because you did so many things in a minute, and it would be
So
sped
it's
up relative
quick for
to
us. Gotcha.
Right, yeah, and then the worse was that it stopped so suddenly. You've lost
All right,
time. You have a feeling that your soul is a bit older now. Spells with durations, they're gone, but nobody's really moved or shifted. Everyone is...
Waldorf
sort
is
of
just exceedingly grumpy because it's just annoying as shit.
Yeah.
All right. Status of the ship itself. What's that? Good,
Elvin.
bad, crashing, stuck in the middle of nowhere?
No. LN would report all in good health.
Does it have an engine?
It doesn't, but you've cleared distance. You're floating on inertia
Alright.
now. Nothing to pull you in.
Oh,
You've just
alright.
been coasting along.
Is the Captain Mare Vendria still nearby?
Indeed, she is. As you look out, and that's because she's at port in a city about a mile away, in the direction of your
Of course she
trajectory.
is. Yep, that's fair. That makes sense. How long would it take to get there, in theory?
It looks like not long, maybe an hour at this speed. Maybe?
So, okay, maybe an hour, so we're looking at like a week or so?
Don't do me like that just because I did you like that. Come on.
all right.
So once we've got your ship
Can,
put back together, we're going to go back for him, right?
I'm going back for him right now.
We can't go anywhere without an engine.
Okay, so what has he got? Can he still see the planet?
Oh no, that one's long gone. No, yeah, it's gone.
Does he remember it?
Do you remember Akanepti?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Fire. All right. Rune will turn to Dorf. We're on a straight shot for where Vendry is.
Hey.
I'm going back for Sailix. Do
No,
you want to come with
can't
me?
go by yourself. Hey, I'm not leaving
That's
you
what I'm asking,
alone.
if you want to come with me. Do you want to come with me? If not you,
I do.
then I'm gonna ask the bigger guy. But I'm afraid he won't, because I'm not dragging that little shit with me.
Yeah, he's not likely to leave the cartographer. He's got
Right.
his own mind. But
Yeah.
hey,
So,
I go
do you
where
want
you
to
go.
All right. He'll yell out for LN. And Gilroy?
Yeah, Gilroy. Indeed.
Hello, you two.
What'll
So
it be?
we're in a bit of a
Wizard?
pickle. Well, there's some weird timey-wimey things going on right now. And we've lost track of Sailix, so I'm gonna go back for him and whoever he managed to save. We're on a straight shot for where Vendria is at. So as long as the ship keeps moving forward, you should be there in about an hour or so. So here's the thing. We're going to go away, and we might be gone for a long time or a not long time. I'm not exactly sure. But we need you to wait. Be safe.
We can get supplies. They could have a port there. We're so close.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I know. And you're going to go there. You're going to go to that port.
You're insane.
Yes. Yes, I am. But I'm not leaving Sailix on some godforsaken mad god's planet, regardless of how much I worship that mad god.
But you're going to leave your whole crew. 40 in number. You two deserve
I'm
each
going
other.
to trust my crew to take care of this ship while I go and save the rest of the crew. So if you're going to throw Sailix under a bus for watching your blokes fly off a ship and ask him to go save them, I'm going to do the same for him. So either sit down and ride this ship to that port and take care of it, or go sit in the fucking corner. Take your pick, but shut the fuck up either way.
Right.
Right.
How you getting back?
You don't have to like me. You don't have to trust me. But you're going to fucking respect me right now. So ride this ship to that port and take care of it until we get back. Fair?
Legion will protect your ship. One-eyed wizard.
I appreciate you, Legion. Thank you very much. But I need Gil to do this. I need Gil to do this for me. To do this for Sailix. Can you do this?
Yeah.
All right. Can I get an insight check on this guy?
Yeah, make a perception check. He's
All right.
he has the demeanor of a human in another plane, dropped off on a floating city, which he's a foreigner. Now, a
Pretty sure
37.
just making sure that he's gonna do his level best to follow what Rune asked. That's really what Rune's trying to assess here.
All right. And with it, that means that what's your plan to getting there?
All right. I'll tell you that in just a second. So,
Okay.
Rune will look at LN.
Okay.
Do what you can to fix the ship, LN. Work with the Magi and make sure that these etchings in the ship stay there. I'm the only one that can get you all back to where we belong. Fair?
Agreeable.
All right. So,
And take care of
Rune,
yourself too, Ellen.
having seen I can't pronounce the name of that bloody place. What is it called again?
Galisemni. Off in
No,
the
not
distance.
Galisemni. No,
Oh,
the mad god's place.
Akhenaten. Yeah, Akhenaten.
Akhenaten. All right, so he's seen it.
Mm-hmm.
When we're on the same plane of existence as
You are.
that place,
that you know.
he's going to teleport.
Okay, so where?
Yes, I understand the insanity of that statement. He is going to
All right.
use magic to transport his sorry ass to the island spire of the god of magic. That is a calculation he has taken into account.
Okay,
Lovely.
we'll take a second as you engage that. It's going to be quite a ride, but you imagine. I mean, worst case, there are people there to sort it out. You're going to a place. You're in good company, is what I'm trying to say, despite maybe the chaos.
Well-
But I want to take it back to the other sea of torment and pain, because back at top of initiative order, Vespa,
Yeah.
you know how the chemicals react. You know one way or another, this aboleth has seconds to his lifespan left. But how you choose to spend those moments, either you're killing him yourself or you're letting the contents of the crate she stole from you do the work and then some. The doors are sealed, and you know this place is a den. There are aboleths beyond, even if you were to get through the walls in this maze. So what do you do?
Okay. So there. Let's see. So there's no like way through. Like there's no other exits right now. Like not in the ceiling, not below us.
Yeah, it's a sealed off chamber. Sort. I mean, maybe Kai has a spell. You don't know. You have some time. You can also try to stop her. Maybe.
Oh God. Oh man. Well, but it's already going, right? And there's no way to like delay it.
Yeah, well, that one's kind of tricky. There are so many elements at play for these things. You see bubbles being released from the reactants. The idea that maybe some of these will trigger the other ones. It'll be a cascading effect over a very short time.
Yeah.
You don't know how long you have, and we'll find out every action you take as we get there.
Okay. So
Your move action will
first,
easily. Yeah.
Yeah. Is Kai standing next to Diedrich?
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, she will release Goldmantle to deal with the aboleth while she goes to move to where they are, and will start to try to work something to jury rig Diedrich into some semblance of being able to function. I imagine there's a lot of underwater duct tape involved. But while she's doing this, she's just like looking at Kai like, I really hope you have a fucking escape plan, because these fuckers have taken everything from me and they are not going to take you.
He isn't gonna make it, Vespa.
She's like still going and like just like even more pissed now, like, what, you fucking amateurs, the goddamn fatalists, like.
Aaron, come here. Please.
She sort of, like, she looks pissed. And is just like in that sort of like compartmentalization mode of trying to like focus on like all of the things. But she does go over there and is, you know, just sort of expecting, hoping that there's some sort of spell or something.
So Kai will just sort of simply wrap her arms around Aaron, and hold her close. You really have meant the world to me.
What are you doing, Kai?
Just
We still have the world. It's still out there.
yeah. And it's out there for you.
Not without
Hey.
you.
I already told you when Gozray calls me, I'll go. And I'll be smiling. Hey. I'm gonna make sure that none of these things get out. But you gotta make sure that Telesanchu stays free. Love you too. And it might have taken 80 years to see you again, but I'll wait for you.
I'll see you again. And she would kiss her.
Yeah, Kai would just sort of
and
linger.
There's not a lot of lingering. The crate explodes. It's clear from the get-go that we know for a fact one person will survive the wreckage, and that would be the Vesperin. She's blessed. No, she's cursed with some twisted form of immortality as this chamber falls on her. And the rest immediately crushing every aboleth, killing everyone here within seconds, save for one, evidently. But we will get back to that, because back in the Maelstrom, Rune, you cast this spell, and I don't know how it would feel to a spellcaster, but there is a sort of redirect. You're looking for something, and it's like you're searching a library. As you search, well, fortunately for you, this place is sorted in a way. You're met with a vision during this traveling, in a formless and speechless way. Someone, something, some automated scroll or spell will ask you where you're headed, where you're trying to go.
Uh, so this takes Rune a bit off of his game. I'm looking for my friend Sailix.
Sailix. And the
Yes.
form, it starts to take a voice. Someone takes over on this request. You see a vision, a strange alien form. A wizard like yourself. One you might even recognize. A nuisance. Blade.
Yeah, he's a pain in the ass, all right. There's no doubt about that.
Can't
Very well.
argue with that.
And the floor would open up
I'm trying to.
underneath you.
Oh,
The spell, no, it works as you would if you were to travel to a plane, except you're redirected, as if you were given a divine coincidence of finding what you were looking for. This plane would be magnificent if you found just the right place, except you appear in the eye of a massive storm. There's a bit of an overcast, and you see the sand in the distance. It's dune below your feet. It feels warm on the surface, but you can feel a chill cold just underneath the sand. And the sand is bloody. Sailix is here with someone else you recognize. Except he looks older. The man, not Sailix. What does Sailix look like?
So Sailix looks like the sides of his head are shaved, and he has his hair like pulled back, with like random braids and things like beads and things like that. Like, it's very like, picture Reika as an elf. And that's what Sailix looks like right now. Very bones of people decorating him, ash covering one whole side of his face, the other side still pale alabaster white, and just looking like a veritable phantom.
It's a good look for you.
Sailix. How long have you been here, my friend?
Sailix's head kind of snaps over towards Rune and Waldorf, and Leviathan just kind of like snaps to his hand from his the sheath, snapping out into a scythe. So he points towards Rune. There's another one. It's one.
It's been that long.
Waldorf
Captain
draws
will
his
die,
hammer. Like, hefts his shield.
I'll teach you wizards to impersonate my wizard. How many of you
Sailix,
do
I
I
am
have
your
to
wizard.
kill?
Don't
if
say
you're doing
that.
this just to
That's
trick me
not
to
what
say
you would
that.
say.
If you're doing this just to trick me
Not
into
your
saying
wizard,
that,
he's the wizard.
I will slap you.
Sailix will
Stop, Sailix.
shakily look to the one remaining planar guard.
His skin tells the story of many sunburns over many years. A long beard. No, it's them. It's not.
How
It's
long
not
have you been
Rod.
here?
We don't count.
angels lost it. Fantastic.
Oh,
14 years, wizard. 14 years.
14 years? Oh, for fuck's sake.
I spoke to... Well, never mind, I can't say. But...
Did you visit
Nobody.
the mad god?
Nobody
Visit the
would
mad god.
betray
He is the mad god now.
Nobody. Nobody would hurt me. We need to go. And we need to go. Go! But we just got his attention. I left the calling card yet again.
Shit.
He'll look to the sky in the middle of the storm. How many heralds have I killed of yours? We need to go. Come down
No,
yourself.
Sailix, you haven't killed any.
Oh, shit.
Sailix, come here, my friend.
So when he says that, the usual way Sailix would usually shadow step would be to kind of fade into a shadow in a puff of smoke. Now he just blinks out of existence and pops up right behind him. And what is it you need? His hand just kind of touches the side of Rune's face as he breathes very heavily in his ear.
Rune turns around. I need you to come home with me.
Alex just kind of rests his forehead against Rune's forehead, and he's like, tell me, Rune, is this real or fake?
Sailix, it's both. I'm real. What you've been dealing with, I can't even imagine. So let me ask you, Sailix. Do you want me to be real? Do you want to come home with me?
I'm not necessarily sure I'd leave it up to him at this point in time.
Trust has to start somewhere, Waldorf. And I've always trusted Sailix.
So, at the question, a large sigil kind of forms underneath of them in a rotating magic circle.
I'm
As,
prepping calm emotions. Like,
Felix kind of takes his head back from Rune. I've waited so long. I've killed so many wizards. So many. Waiting for the day you would come to take me home. It was either going to be you or the god of madness. Take me home, Rune. I tire of it.
All right.
oh, thank God.
Come here, my friend. Let's get you some rest. Rune will grab, will put his hand around the back of Sailix's neck, pulling him a little closer, just to give him a legitimate hug.
Sailix at that, kind of would, even though he's taller, kind of fall into Rune. The flight spell from his wings just dimming as he kind of rests his full weight upon him. Rune would notice that Sailix is incredibly lean now from how he used to be.
All right, my friend.
Covered
I
in
got you.
a vast more amount of scars.
Are either of them actually wounded at this point?
You did just fight a battle, aren't we, Winged?
Yeah, they just look weakened. This was a young man coming into it besides Sailix, and now it's a broken man, almost middle-aged. They're not wounded, they're just weak.
I could
I
create
hope when we
food.
leave this place, whatever has happened stays here.
Well, if
It
you
looks
need
like
heals,
shakily
to do anything.
reaches his hand up to Rune's face, and tears are streaming down his eyes. Rune, you don't understand. Everything I've done, it doesn't stay here. Everything ripples out. This will follow. And then, like, he will look
Alright.
down, trying to grasp his words, and then look back up at Rune. I'm sorry
Sailix,
for everything.
you have done countless stupid things in all the years I've known you. But there's one thing you've never had to do is apologize to me.
Sailix will lean forward into Rune's ear and just whisper, just to him, as he turns to reveal the spire behind him. Are you sure? And on the spire, drawn in blood, is Rune's sigil.
Well, that's one way to get somebody's attention. Yeah, I'm sure. Whatever you've done, whatever ripples happen, we'll figure it out, my friend.
We're together now. You're not alone.
Rune will look at the guard. I presume you are also ready to come home.
Yeah. We need to leave. Rune,
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
they know who you are now. Yeah.
That's
No, the eye of the storm is closing in.
Everyone knows who Ravenswood is now.
We need
Everyone. Even the gods.
Oh, lovely.
Because if I'm to be a god killer, and he like stabs Leviathan into the ground next to him, if I'm to be a god killer, then I'll be damned if I'm not going to bring my wizard with me.
You know, Rune, I think we could probably have this conversation back on the ship now. Maybe we should.
no, I totally agree. Rune will. Do you mind grabbing hold of the guard there, Dorf?
Oh, right, no problem. Dorf is getting increasingly
And,
more and
Rune
more
will-
nervous as the laughter continues.
Rune will. As Rune is casting the spell, he'll be looking at his symbol on the goddamn tower of Nethys. And
He's lost.
Nothing to worry about.
if anyone could see how Rune sees the world, here's a little description. So, because of how Rune has learned magic or explored magic, he sees consistently riddles and symbols and information everywhere. And at this very moment, everything, aside from casting this spell, is trying to figure out what the ripples are from this rather concerning series of events. But, more importantly, he is taking his brother back to the ship. With any luck, the powers that be will allow that to happen. So we'll see how this goes.
Well, if there's anything I can do to help, just let me know.
Just keep
So you're
hold.
attempting.
That way, at least wherever we go, we're going together.
I can do blessing guidance again if that'll help. Praying to my
Wouldn't
gods.
possibly
that-
hurt.
You're thinking about the city, or are you thinking about your ship?
Let's think about this. Let's think about the ship. To be honest, we'll be thinking about the ship.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The ship is more familiar.
Well, yeah, but in theory, only a few moments may have passed, but we'll find out.
Yeah.
For them.
Yeah.
Well, you arrive then on the ship. It's much, much closer to this city now. Galisemni, the city of the Celestial and of the Damned. Now,
What's taking you so long to get there? We were gone forever.
maybe 20 minutes have passed. As you arrive, anything you guys do first things first?
Vomit.
First things first. We're getting Sailix to a bed with some food and water, along with the guard.
And a snog of whiskey.
As you arrive,
Dwarf solution to everything.
you make it to port, this floating port. A guard in full plate armor arrives, looks Legion dead in the eye. I mean, we'll make a quick scan. There is a troop here. The city, I mean, it's more magnificent and complex than I can really describe here. Floating city, massive, pristine. It's not much like the Maelstrom, but he points to Legion as you dock, and you'll move up to the ship where it's just floating. You can see endless space underneath you. Well, we saw you. Leagues out. We request your audience in the Citadel.
Whose audience specifically? Oh, I'm sorry. I should probably ask: is Root even on the deck of the ship to hear that?
I mean, have you fucked off somewhere, or are you hanging around near
Well,
Sailix?
he would. Yeah, he would have just made sure Sailix was.
Oh yeah, so your
and-
teleportation has brought you back to the ship. Yeah, indeed.
Waldorf
Okay.
is tending to Sailix and the guard, and he's in like full medic mode at this point because I've got all that medical stuff going on, high medicine scores and whatnot. So yeah, no, Waldorf would definitely be tending to Sailix and the guard.
Perfect. If Dorf is taking care of Sailix, then yes, the question still stands. Who are you talking to exactly?
The members of the ship
Oh,
All aboard,
oh,
come.
nice.
You're to be
This
addressed.
Just points at
Felix
the room.
Felix
This ship.
runs his hand along the floor. Boone, let my ship get dirty.
Rune's
Your
not here
ship
right
is
now, lad. You just rest.
Wait, it's not. So you have to not the entire ship can't go. We need people to stay here.
I'm going to the city. It's like Sailix will hop up on top of the rail and just kind of like start
Do I need
balancing
to
on
tie
it.
him to the bed?
Do I need to
Sailix.
tie him to the bed? Sailix,
Mock
I'm
me again,
sorry.
lad, and it'll be the last thing that jaw says for a while.
Oh,
mock me again, lad, and it'll be the last thing that the god says over the whale.
All right, fine. Call me bluff.
I know what it is. Where's a cape of zebra leather? I'll leave the symbolism of that to our rune, the sacred animal of little god of magic and chaos from a faraway plane you probably won't interact with. But as you arrive, who's staying on this ship? Anybody?
well, Sailix should
If
be
Sailix
staying on the
is
ship
going,
right
then
now. That's for
Waldorf's
damn
going.
sure.
But Waldorf is trying to get Sailix to stay as well.
Yeah.
If someone tries to stop Sailix, he will do he will blink away and end up be on the dock talking to some random person around and be like, hi.
I feel like
Nice.
Waldorf and Rune
Alright.
just share a look.
Yep, pretty much. All right.
And Waldorf
Child
just
like
trumps
Sailix has won this round.
after Sailix.
All right.
I feel like
Bring
since
the diapers.
I think that I'm trying to decide if Legion would come too. I feel like he was being spoken to and his presence was requested. So I feel like
Yeah.
Legion would go. But what's the cartographer doing? Where is the cartographer?
He's following Legion, the person who kept him alive. Fully tight-lit, he looks concerned. And Legion, you notice as you make your way onto this docks, it's
Wait, the cartographer's a gnome, right?
cartographer is a gnome.
Legion picks him up and puts him on his shoulder.
Perfect. That's secretly what he really wanted this entire time. He was just too nervous to ask. Now, notice other Valkyrie ships have arrived here. A meeting place, Legion. You've heard of Galasemni. Not much. It's a holdout, one of many for the war, but paladins in bright, shining armor will lead you across the bridge to the useless moat, around the city, up many paths. Would you all follow?
Yeah, if for no other reason
Right.
than Sailix is going to go wandering off somewhere.
Yeah, Waldorf has
And
got his eye
wander
on
off.
Sailix.
He tries. Every if you were to take one eye off of him for 1 second, he is wandering into some stall, singing some chipper tune of being free of the sand. It starts off 7, 14, 48, 24, 68, 32. I don't know, but how about you? And he'll just boop someone randomly on the nose as he spins around. He's like, left the desert behind today.
I've still got
On
calm
my
emotion
way.
ready to cast at any point in time if Sailix flips the switch. So Waldorf is following Sailix, trying to be the babysitter, and Legion is carrying the cartographer on one shoulder and is kind of in Manhattan tourist mode. like kind of looking up at everything and kind of trying to take in all the sights, but he's keeping up with the group pretty easily, I
Right.
would expect.
Rune is following. Rune is also following, but secretly devising a shadow-based toddler leash for Sailix that will
That
keep a
Like one of
hold
the
of him, even
backpacks
if
that
it
looks like a
attempts
monkey
to
with like the
teleport.
leash on it.
really quick, just to let you know, as you're in your analysis, Rune would notice that Sailix no longer has a strong connection to the shadow plane.
Is it just arcane
Right.
now?
Something like that.
At the Sapphire Citadel, but upon that epiphany, these massive 40-foot tall doors open, revealing, a pristine alabaster chapel of sorts, stained glass. Paint the room a rainbow, sitting on what you would describe a throne is an angel. The resemblance is striking and immediate. It's felt both ways. Sailix, you would identify this as your mother. What do you do?
Stand breathless.
Rune.
Waldorf instinctively
Similarly-
kneels.
Sailix. My son. Is that you? I know it's you.
Sailix will look to Rune and be like, real or fake?
Rune will put his hand on Sailix's shoulder. First of all, real. Second of all, founder.
Legion looks at Sailix. We are definitely not brothers.
Brothers. Could it be?
Rune will bow.
Come closer, both of you. She hardly even notices Rune bowing. I want to
Sailix
see.
will.
Rune just
Want to see your faces.
Rune pushes Sailix.
Yeah, no, Sailix is on his way.
Waldorf like scrambles to his feet. He's like kind of tries to keep up and is trying not to embarrass himself.
I spent it's wondering, or I spent more than wondering what I would say to you when I first saw you. I've forgotten what I had intended. Your presence is overwhelming. Please, come closer, let me hug you.
Sailix will walk up. His demeanor completely changed as he kind of just like hugs her and whispers into her ear of why did you leave?
I didn't want to. But I had to. Son, I am not an elf. I'm not a mortal. I am not bound by the same rules that you are. I'm bound by different ones that I cannot deny. I wanted to be with you. But I was called away by the cosmos. And I cannot fight the cosmos. Though I can fight just about anything else.
Close to the family.
It brings me such joy to see you in person.
There's so much I want to say.
There's so much I wanted to do with you. I wanted to gaze at the stars with you. The ones on the material plane. Not these. They are beautiful, but they don't compare to the jewels of the moon god, of the dream goddess. They don't compare.
Everything I've done to this point, he'll drop Leviathan on the ground. I've done to make you proud.
My son. I would have been proud of you, no matter what you did in life, so long as you were a good person. But to have you here at my doorstep, bringing me the key to finding Valenhall. Proud does not even begin to describe how I feel right now. My son.
I look up to her. I am not a good person. I have slaughtered many.
I have too.
I'm still a god, Mother. I have no idea where to start.
You're here now. We will figure this out together.
Together. He'll take her hand and look into her eyes. And one day, I hope to introduce you to your grandchildren.
I should hope that I can spend more time with them than I did with you.
That'll be a blessing I would never be able to repay.
You don't have to. You don't have to. She would probably lean in then and try to take him into a larger hug. One more time.
Yeah, no, he would definitely give her a hug.
And I did hear you say brother. Did I hear correctly?
At that, he would pull back and his face would drop. If you mean Zester, he has chosen a different path. He did not make it through childhood and has since been bound to me from the shadow plane. It has distorted him.
I was aware that he perished. I was not aware that he was distorted by the shadow plane. Is he here?
No.
I see. But you are. That's what matters. I'm sorry. I wish I could have put you off on a less cruel world, but the cosmos is by nature tumultuous. There is much tragedy, even for a celestial such as myself.
What we have now. He'll pull back.
Yeah.
And he'll gesture to Rune. This is the brother that I have alive at the moment.
Oh,
And my dwarf.
and your dwarf.
That's his name.
I'll take it.
Pleasure. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Milady.
The pleasure is mine, my lady.
You have a fine son, regardless of what he thinks of himself. He saved my life more times than I can count.
I've heard some stories, but I'm sure you have more.
Perhaps another
Oh.
time.
Perhaps.
Stories aplenty.
I should like to hear them.
As you wish, my lady. Of course.
Now, I do understand that we have some business to attend, but please, when you arrived, you did not look well. Have you been taken care of? Would you like some food? Something to drink?
At that, like, it
in
kind of,
short,
Waldorf's ears perk up at drink.
in short, no. We had just gotten back from getting Sailix back to the ship, actually, and straight to here for big surprise.
at that, it's kind of like 14 years has just bum rush Sailix all in a rush. As he kind of like shakes it, trying to shake it off to keep a hold of the moment.
We
I have made an enemy of the god of magic, Mother.
I wouldn't.
That is grave.
For whatever it's worth, I don't necessarily think that's accurate per se, but we're just trying to figure out the details.
Indeed. Well, we shall ensure that whatever you need is taken care of. And as for the details, I'm sure we can figure some of that out. Guards, some food and something to drink for these travelers. The god of magic.
much obliged.
What have you done to upset the god?
I
Yes, Sailix.
was
What'd
stuck.
you do?
Hey, what haven't you done?
So I traveled his plane. And I went to each one of his most fervent followers and asked them to return me to my wizard. And when they refused, I killed them. And I traveled to the next one. And eventually, after 732 followers dead, my wizard came to find me.
And you're a dwarf.
That
There's
does
a
sound.
there's a bit of a preamble
Oh,
to
sorry.
that.
Yes.
No, there was a bit of a difference in time passing that we didn't realize.
I see.
I'm still not entirely caught up, so don't ask me.
Well, this does sound serious. Is that the god you spoke of when you said that you had to kill
Nethys.
one?
Yep.
I'm not entirely
What
sure
about
he's
it?
chosen which one yet.
The prophecy of the god to be killed, it hasn't been told in full yet. It came from your father
Ah,
and confirmed by Pharasma.
And it prophesies that you shall be the one to kill him.
Not him, but a god. I've searched, but I haven't been able to find any more information.
Would that I could help in these regards. I'm not familiar with the prophecy, but I do have this entire city at my disposal. We can figure this out, especially considering the payment that I owe you for bringing the cartographer here. My resources are at your disposal.
Well, my lady, we had come to this plane for the specific and sole purpose of finding you. It was the wish of Sailix to figure out where you'd went. So, well, I have no doubt we'll take you up on every conceivable offer we can. I would urge Sailix, as he turns to Sailix, to just spend some time here and enjoy the company. Yeah?
Please.
Yeah.
We have so much time we can't make up for, but we should certainly spend as much together as we can.
I plan to.
I have spent
Okay,
the
then.
last decade at war with the Maelstrom in search of the Valenhall, but all that time, all I wanted to do was see you. Now we have the opportunity. I'm not going to let it pass again. You must stay here for as long as you can. but I understand that you have your own quests that you must take care of, and I suppose neither of us can truly escape the call of the cosmos.
Right, but until we have to part. He'll make a sweeping gesture back towards the cartographer.
Who Legion
This one-
has set on the ground at this point in time. He's no longer riding on Legion's shoulder. It
Top hat
didn't
is
seem
removed,
appropriate.
holding it at his chest, respectful.
Legion is
This
looming
one-
behind him.
It's now in your capable hands.
Thank you.
And as he is like looking towards the cartographer, he'll just kind of say, and if he says anything that's crass or not suitable to be said in your presence, I'll gladly fly him out into the middle of the void myself and drop him to where no one will find him.
Legion grumbles unhappily at this comment.
I've said much the same myself in my day. It's just so good to have you here. And you have done me more of a favor than I can even begin to speak of, bringing the cartographer to me. If what I am to understand of his abilities are true, then he could very well put my quest that I have spent over a decade on to an end. We could find what Yuval sorry, what Yuval has requested of me to retrieve, and then I will once again be freer than I am to walk the cosmos as I see fit.
Well,
Perhaps
here's
then I
to
could
hoping
spend
that-
some time with. Yes.
Actually, I'm going to chime in for a second. The wizard starts to have, I don't know, what I would call as like a noisy epiphany, a realization of such magnitude that it might make a sound.
Pardon me. Excuse me. Pardon me, my lady. Did you say Yulra? The elven goddess of crystals.
Ural, yes, I serve her.
Do you? And if I may pry into your business, my lady, what exactly are you doing for her?
I'm on an ancient quest to retrieve Valenhall from the Maelstrom. That is what the cartographer has been brought to assist in.
I see.
You don't sound.
Sailix, yeah,
that
you
makes
remember.
sense.
Sailix, do
Well,
you
you
see
see,
crystals
there's-
growing out of yourself?
do.
Yeah.
So
There's-
she would notice that. Sorry, keep cutting you off, Smith. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead, Daniel, please.
So she would notice that Sailix has crystals growing out of his skin, just in various places. His whole left arm is made of crystal, and it is of the specific crystal type that Ural utilizes to capture memories.
Hmm.
Legion looks deep in thought over this.
So, this is the strangest of coincidences, which leads me to believe it's not so much of a coincidence. We came across some old elven gates back on the Prime Plane, all of which were aligned with various ancient elven deities. The most recent of which was Ural, goddess of crystals, and we had the unique chance to learn of the ways of crystal magic.
Indeed.
I feel this is poignant, and I'm not quite sure why just yet, but I'm going to figure it out.
Well,
Yeah.
things in the cosmos do not always happen by coincidence. In fact, in my experience, coincidences are quite rare.
I wholly agree, milady. Wholly agree. Oh,
Your arm, then. Oh,
Well,
sorry, I'm assuming it's Rune who has the arm, right? Or is it Sailix?
No, it's Sailix that has the arm.
Okay, yeah. Your arm would appear to
well,
be...
I am going to take myself, and likely the rest of our little troop, and allow family to catch up with family without people looking on and poking our noses into your business. If that's all right with you, milady.
That is fully acceptable. Guards, please, should they need anything, ensure that it is theirs. And grant them access to the library. Does sound like they shall be needing some research materials.
Yes. Yes, I will. Yes. Fantastic idea. Thank you so very much. If you'll please excuse me. Sailix, you have a wonderful time. Drink it up. I'm going to go to a library. I need a book.
Right this way. Guards will call.
Waldorf is like literally tripping over his own feet, just trying not to embarrass himself. Like, yes, greatly appreciated, milady. Thank you very much. Wait, and kind of like takes off after Rune.
And
Legion picks up the cartographer and follows.
perfect. And there is so much to be done. We can't even really scrape the surface about what I imagine you guys would do in Sonse's city of Galisemni. So what we're going to do is we're going to fade and take it back to the material plane. Now our Vesperin has been, crushed.
Exploded, then crushed.
Yes, exploded and then crushed. I don't know if you would have a center of mass really here, a physical form. You've been turned to dust here underwater. But the Dreamstone can't be destroyed by such means. So I'll ask, in this moment, this connection, would you attempt to reach through dreamwalking, maybe, to speak a final goodbye to not the aboleths that you've crushed here in this operation, not this vile nest, but Kai and Diedrich, and you know the spirits that move with him as well. You can feel it.
Well, I mean, Kai definitely. I feel like Diedrich she blames for all of this. So so I don't necessarily know if she wants to talk to him. But if he's there, she'll tolerate it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's several presences, and sure enough, Kai's there. There's no space to occupy because it's now just solid stone and rubble overhead. There's no pocket to really take form here, so it's more of communication. Kai, what would you say?
I feel like Kai would sort of be looking around, smiling, and because she would just, Aaron?
Right here.
I was able to have you here.
Moving headset.
I'm sorry.
She looks like she is trying really hard to hold back tears and just puts on that face of like trying to laugh it off kind of, and would lightly brush the hair back from Kai's face, and sort of, again, smile at her and be like, maybe next time, maybe in the next life, you'll actually trust me over that motherfucker, but I don't want our whatever we have left to be what ifs and regret. I made you a promise before, that that I would do whatever I could to see that you lived to be a very happy, very satisfied old woman. And I don't really know how much time we have, but dreams can be whatever we make them. So maybe we can live that lifetime right now.
I don't know if we have enough time. There's people that you need to go help. But, Aaron, just because I'm not here anymore doesn't mean that our relationship has died. Okay? Just because I know that nothing is going to make up for the fact that the only thing you have right now is going to be this hole in your heart. But just like I tried to be a bigger piece, you'll find someone else to fill that. It doesn't have to be like what we had. It can just be with helping people. Okay? I told you that I would die smiling, and I died holding you in my arms. I don't know how much better it can get. For that short time we had together, it's the happiest I've ever been.
We did have some really great times, didn't we?
Aaron, I don't know what's gonna happen after this, but I won't stop loving you, okay? And you could keep on loving me, but you also need to live your life.
It's so hard.
No.
I just... I'm gonna miss you so much.
We'll be back together. I promise. Hey. I don't know how much time I have left, but there's something I need to show you. It will be important for what you need to do.
Of course.
A hand appears on Kai's shoulder. He's calling us.
Okay.
Hear the sound
Thank
of
you, Aaron.
footsteps over rubble, boulders being shifted around in the water. That small pockets of bubbles shifting around. People calling out. So, I mean, you haven't been down here very long, and rescues come closer and closer to you, Vesperin, until you're pulled out of this moment. Short as it was, too short. A hand reaches to hoist you out of the ruin. To your surprise, you have a physical form again. This has happened maybe hundreds of times now, so imagine you're used to it. You're pulled up. The two sea elven guards look in absolute shock, mortified, terrified of you. They stare. How? No.
Is it the two that I know?
It is, yeah. Dalstrom and in Boston, I think is the name. The other one, they pull you from the rubble. But if you were to even move an inch towards them as you're getting up, they back up to meet. They're scared of you.
So she kind of just, I imagine still looks like a wreck, and is still sort of half in the moment with Kai, even though, that dream ended. So she just kind of like look at the guards, sort of dead in the eye, and just be like, after all that you've seen me do, after everything you've seen me achieve, did you honestly believe I would be defeated by something like this? Help me up, we have work to do.
No, you don't. Is this a trick? Come.
She kind of leans back a little bit so the mark of Pharasma can be seen, in the, whatever light there is. It's not a trick. It's either a gift or a curse, depending on how you look at it. Ask me later what my opinion is.
best friend, you'll learn when you make it to the surface. The city's already recovered from the attack. It sank from the explosion. A couple of people were injured. One person did die, and it seems that most of the aboleths were killed from what Diedrich and Kai had lovingly called the Menador contingency. It was effective, but the strange thing is, the first thing you realize is above, in this underwater city, they've already done a significant amount of the rebuilding. You realize the time you spent under the rubble was not moments, but maybe months. These elves, they look at you like they've finished mourning your death. And now they're not, maybe not hopeful, confused as they see you. They're taking you to the Queen in a rush, like suddenly hope is back. Because the Vesperin is the Dream Gate, and the Dream Gate is their path to freedom. They'll lead you to the Queen. I imagine you have some planning to do.
Yes. Was there anything of Kai's or Diedrich's that we could have recovered, or was it just like
It was close to powdered. I mean, you saw as you
Okay.
came up, they've excavated a little bit, they've dug around. They've only just found you. They've been working through these collapsed chambers.
Could Kai have passed something to Aaron in like their final moments before the explosion?
Yeah, I imagine you had time. You had a crate.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Kai knew it was about to happen, so I feel like, just in that final embrace when they were hugging before the explosion, Kai would have slipped something into Erin's hand, and when she finally looks down to look at it, there's two things. One is a bracelet, very hastily crafted. It's the one that Erin had given Kai all those years ago when they were kids, with her sister finding the shells for it. And then the other is the necklace that she had given to Sailix and Augie that she had kept and passed it back.
the thing is cursed? Oh my god. Oh man. I want to say also, Sam, in the final moments of the dream thing, like, she would have told you that she loved you one final time, and also to pass along to Diedrich that he can go fuck himself with his giant fist.
I don't know if she'd say that to her boss, but okay.
He's not your boss anymore, you're dead!
Forward along.
Sure.
See him.
Anyway.
Yeah, you notice the elves, they look at you. I mean, you were dead. You went into a dungeon and you didn't come back for what you'll realize is about a half of a year. That you're back means what you said about the Dream Gate, about their origins as sea elves underwater here. It might all really be true. But as you make your way to the Queen, that begins a new stage of planning. Because in a way, really, the master plan, it's going off without a hitch, all things considered. The whole not being able to die thing really lets you make that stuff work. But I want to fade from here and return to the Maelstrom. Rune, and, Waldorf first. You two are taking some time, is that correct?
Right.
Well, Rune is, a couple things really. One, make sure the ship gets fixed up, because, they need to leave the Maelstrom at some point. And the second is to eagerly, like a voracious raptor, tear through the library and read as much as he can conceivably read in as little time as he has, with a specific focus on the Elf Gates, Zon Cathon, Nethys, and if there is any reference to Lambden Breachton, that son of a bitch.
Oh. Yeah, Raymond Breachton.
I think that largely Waldorf would be kind of tagging along with Rune, much like the little brother character, until Rune decides that the ship needs to be fixed. And then Waldorf would throw himself into that task wholeheartedly. He would also, I believe, know Rune well enough by this point in time to know that Rune was itching to get to the library. And so Waldorf would kind of turn to Rune and go, you know what, I've got this, lad. You go and do what you need to do. Your ship is in good hands with me. And then
you do you.
Would kind of conscript Ellen into helping him repair the ship and get it back into fighting form, so to speak. But yeah, Waldorf would kind of take over that endeavor and start barking orders, and being the forge master that he is, he would be repairing the ship at full efficiency. He's just happy to have a task that he understands and knows that he can do well.
Yeah. And then, Sailix, Sonse. It's strangely quiet now in the plane of pure chaos. Pocket of control. Legion is somewhere planning. This is where he's meant to be. Sonse looks like she's ready to tell you something. Something about the crystals. Sailix, you never made sense of what happened at Jewel Gate, the Elf Gate, to Ural. You, with crystal in hand, were granted access to travel through. That never made sense to you. And it worked with your son, too. But that was the name she mentioned. It's sort of what's lingering in the air would be the crystals hanging from your face and along your arm, the unanswered question. But go ahead.
So Sonse, assuming you're close enough, would gently touch the crystals on the side of your face in a caressing manner, and she would say, "This is Ural's blessing. This is her gift to you."
Oh, blessing. Some might see it more as a curse, but But
It is not a curse.
reflects the
It is a sign of her favor.
reflects the crystalline gauntlet hand. This is a memory that was extracted from me in the shadow plane. I'm not able to view it, but what I was able to see before I was ripped from it was what I assume is you. Your face was blurred. All I heard was your voice. There was only one word as you called my name. I don't remember the rest of it, and I still to this day can't view it.
You will remember in time. When the time is right. You all will. She will provide what you need. That is not what I wanted to tell you. Though, I feel you needed to hear it. There's something else. May I see your sword?
Leviathan?
Yes. Your sword. She kind of...
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You go first.
He'll pull Leviathan out and he'll kind of just on his palms to just offer it up.
She takes it graciously, and with poise and also at the same time the hands of a warrior who has wielded a sword much similar to this, and done so with murderous intent. She knows how to hold it. And she gently places her fingers on the crystal, and she gives it kind of a caressing motion as well, and she says, "The eye of the wise."
That fell out of your
This
grandson.
Sword. Yes. Your soul is held within.
That's where we're gonna leave it tonight, my friends. On that moment, Sonse staring at the blade, rune turning the pages of forbidden lore in the libraries, the Vesperin making way to the Queen in Talisman Tree. Diedrich leads Kai to where, oh boy, where goes Ray? Lets those rest. The Order of the Albatross would come to ensure that Diedrich is buried on land and that Kai sees rest at sea. The Vesperin continues her machinations, and Waldorf gets absolutely shit-faced. But that's episode 55. That's part 5. I'm gonna get killed for what I did to my friend Daniel here, but I say we do our outros. I'm sorry, I can't even think. I don't even know. Like, this is, whew, I can't function. But let's start with Daniel.
Hi guys, I'm Daniel. I played Sailix Lavender tonight. I got I got to play finally meet my my mother, which was awesome and completely threw me off guard because I thought it was just going to be another one of Ian's NPCs, but I got to be flabbergasted by Pat as she played Sonse, which was awesome. Thank you so much. That was so amazing. literally like floored with RP. Thank you. But if you enjoyed what you saw here tonight, definitely come check out our YouTube channel in 1 week's time, as this episode will be uploaded there, and you can view all the fun again and again.
Indeed. James.
Howdy, y'all. Yeah, that was such a surprise. I was not expecting a guest tonight. I am absolutely speechless. That was all of Waldorf being flustered was literally just me being flustered and putting on the character. Once again, as always, I was Waldorf Skysteel, the Dwarven Cleric, and Mount Legion, the whatever he is. Yeah, that was a great night. Don't forget to check us out on Patreon over at patreon.com/pennyforatale. Give us all your hard-earned money because you love us and we love you. And yeah, don't forget to check out all of that content. It's good stuff.
Ooh. Heck yeah. Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen. Tonight I played the Vesperin, the Sea Elf Rogue, and that was a bit of an emotional roller coaster. Thank you, Sam, but also not. And I go by Savage Sparrow on the internet. You can find me mainly at savagesparrow.com, my amazing website for nerdy apparel and accessories. Definitely check that out. Also, the Penny for a Tale team is working on an amazing RPG that's coming out soon called Necrobiotic. Most of us have done some work on it in one way or another. It is coming to Kickstarter in May. The work is fantastic. Mitch has been running one-shots. Check those out. And, you know, again, the Kickstarter launch page is live, so if you follow it, you will get notified when the project goes live, and you can snag all the cool first-come goodies.
Ooh. And then Sam.
Hey, hi guys, I am Sam. I played the now deceased Kai. Feels sad, but super fun and exciting. Other than that, make sure to check out our Twitch schedule. We stream D&D 5e on Tuesdays and Thursdays, as well as I believe that's it for right now. We are kind of in between a whole bunch of stuff right now, but there's going to be more amazing content coming up. And make sure that you check out, of course, Age of Ashes on Sundays at 8:30, because I think it's still going to be amazing without Kai. Other than that, yeah.
Who would kill her? Like, so rude. All right, Mr. Smith.
So rude.
You wanted to be known in Neth's realm, and you are. Your sigil is everywhere.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're muted, by the way.
You're muted.
It's because
Maybe that's
he's
a
cursing
thing.
me out.
I'm muted.
Yeah.
I'm muted. Sorry. Yeah, so my outro, not really important, save for if you enjoyed this show, give us a like, do give us a follow. If you care to subscribe, go right ahead. But you hear from me all the time. I have to pass it over to Pat. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, let's
Bloody brilliant. Like,
Yeah, I can't help it.
chef's kiss. Please, just move. Yeah, that's way more important.
Yeah.
Let's just do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You're
Got it.
wow, you honor me, dear sir. Come here, I'll give you a little hug. So hi everybody. I'm Pat. I am the co-runner of the Diesel Shot Twitch channel. I'm not sure if I can post things here. I guess I can. There, that's my channel. Check us out sometimes. We run usually around 5 times a week, doing at least something. We've been doing a lot of dev streams lately for Change Stars, which is the Kickstarter that we are putting out. We just delayed the launch. It's going to be on the 27th now. The 27th. We moved it back. So next Tuesday, Change Stars is going to be live. I'm working on the cover right next to me. Got a whole bunch of art. I am the illustrator of the book as well as the lore creator. It is a queer themed feminist sci-fi tabletop role-playing game with communist undertones, appealing to my players and myself. And so it's going to be a very exciting sci-fi setting and system, and we are very thrilled to be putting it on. You know what? And sorry, I was actually just about to be like, and I'm thrilled to be here too. But I would also say that Mitch is working with us as the kind of as one of the team members. Sorry, names are bad right now. Words
Marketing
are hard.
guy.
I don't know how I can be so ethereal and also so bad at basic English. Mitch is on our team, and we're really, really, really excited to be putting this out. It's been a year now in progress, and it's finally coming. So check out our Kickstarter page and give us a follow if you're interested.
For that scene,
It will
and we're
also
gonna have
be.
it everywhere.
absolutely.
Yep. Go ahead. Oh, sorry. It's on Weave the Tale. April 24th. We'll be running it as well, so we'll make sure to plug that too.
Woo! Yeah, exactly.
Making
Yep.
a note.
That'd be very...
Perfect.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that was emotional. That was that was a session.
Ian.
Well done, everybody.
Ian.
It was an absolute pleasure. Yes, Wizard?
These shenanigans. I'm going to put a quota on you, and if you exceed it, I will find you.
I'll give you my address.
Hug you.
I'm here with Thunder.
Oh man.
We'll give you a Legion hug.
A Legion hug, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that's all I've got.
fantastic game.
I know. I see we got a raid coming in just at the sort of like the tail end here, but I
Oh
think
my
we'll
God.
raid somebody, our host. But I mean,
Give a
if you like
follow.
what you see, you think this is pretty, give a follow. Take note of our schedule. You go to our website. I mean,
And turn those
Yeah,
notifications
we're
on so you know when we start next time.
I know. It's that logo. And I don't know. Other than that, we'll be back with the beginning of Book 5 or Episode 56 of our campaign next week. But that's it
So
for me.
sad.